Tara and I are out here in the middle of nowhere, Nevada, about to embark on a 36-hour journey across America's loneliest highway, Highway 50. Earlier this week, we hit the road once again in search of adventure and a little family time during the holidays. And over the next 36 hours, we're gonna be crossing hundreds of miles across the quietest stretch of highway that I personally have ever driven on. Already today, I've seen a maximum of 10 cars on the road, and that was just getting here. So I can't wait to see what the next few hundred miles of road and Highway 50 has to offer us. I'm gonna go ahead and pack up camp, and we'll see you on the road. Highway 50 and Nevada in general is definitely a region or an area that has fallen by the wayside for me, and it's so unfortunate because now every time that I pass through after years of thinking there was nothing out here for me, I'm pretty taken away by how beautiful and isolated it is. There's really no one out here, especially compared to some of the bigger like western giants like Utah and California, and I always find that I have such a peaceful experience while I'm out here. Because of that, I'm not going to be tagging specific places that I go on this trip, but if you do a little bit of research, you should have enough information to figure it out for yourself. I'll leave it there for now though. I'm gonna drive safe, put the camera down, and I'll see you guys at camp. So I didn't mention it in one of my last videos, but unfortunately that first winter car camping adventure that we went on was the death of my beloved string lights, and so I had to replace them. But I don't know about you guys, I think it was a huge upgrade. I don't look green any longer, and although they're extremely bright, they actually have 3 settings. This is the highest one, and as I'm sure you'll see later, because I will be turning them down before I go to bed, I have them on this setting because any lower in lumens, like the wavelength is wrong, and so it makes my camera flash. So I'm going to try to minimize that, but in the meantime, we have some incredible light in the car now. We got inside, we got all of our stuff together before it got too cold and too dark, and it's only 5 p.m., which means I still have time to make a fun little snack, hang out for a little bit before getting to bed early for our little adventure excursion in the morning. She looks so regal back there. Tara. Yes, you. You look so pretty. I know. You were having fun on an adventure, huh? Poor thing does not understand why she has to come in after dark. Did you guys know, because I didn't until pretty recently, that Jetboils get orange when they're ready? I had no idea. Okay, that's good. Okay, seal, stir, wait like 15 to 20 minutes because we're at elevation. So I'm notoriously bad at waiting for these things to be done, but I think I finally waited long enough. This is so good. And I did wait long enough. Okay, the position of these I think needs to change, just so that way I can like not sit back like that for you guys to be able to see me, but massive upgrade compared to what I was using. The lights are solar powered, but right now, because they're on full power, I'm a little bit worried that they're going to run out of juice, and so I'm grateful to have them stationed back by the fridge, because my fridge actually has a USB on it, and my fridge is run off of my Bluetti. So I'm kind of daisy chaining here, but these are such low power or low draw and I'm not too worried about it. While we're on the topic of power, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this while we hear a quick word from today's sponsor, Bluebuddy, and their Elite 200 V2 that allows me to run everything in this car camper day in and day out. It is officially the next day. I'm out here in the desert and I'm wet, but we'll get into all the why about that later, because for now, I want to take a quick moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, Bluebuddy, who's powering this entire road trip just as they have for the last 2 years. But today specifically, as opposed to talking about all of the stations I've ever used and loved from Bluebuddy, I want to tell you all a little bit more about their brand new Elite 200 V2, which packs a 2,000 watt hour capacity in a 1,000 watt hour package, coming in at less than 40% of the size of similar models that I've personally used and loved in the past, making it a huge upgrade for car camping or any tiny living situation. The Elite 200 V2 boasts a stunning 2,073 watt hours and over 2,600 watts of output in this tiny little package that you see here in the back of the car. The most impressive bit is if you want to use it for larger applications, maybe as backup power in your home, or if you're off-grid like my cousin up in Oregon who's doing really cool things on his property right now, you can use the Elite 200 V2 to power things like washers, dryers, and fridges with power lift mode, which will boost that output capacity to 3,900 watts. All of these tech specs and cool features and numbers mean nothing though if you can't rely on your power station, which is one of my favorite parts about Bluebuddy, because over the 6 or 7 units now that I've used, not only have none of them ever failed me or left me without power on the road, but I know that if they did, Bluebuddy has an incredible customer service team that's ready to help when they do. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. This station works great and it's expected to work up to 6,000 life cycles or about 17 years of regular use. I know that I switch power stations more often than not, but all of my past power stations are either still in use, in storage, being prepared for use, or been gifted to family and friends who love them just as much as I do. And I can rest easy knowing that the gift that I gave them is going to last them possibly the next 10 plus years. So whether you're like me, freezing your butt off on a 17-degree morning in the desert in need of a little power, you're like my cousin powering his massive off-grid cabin in Oregon, or you just want some backup power for Christmas morning when someone accidentally shorts the tree by using the crock pot for the turkey, you can head down to the link below to check out the new Bluebuddy Elite 200 V2 along with all of their other portable power solutions, solar panels, and backup power systems. And thank you again to Bluebuddy for sponsoring today's video and all of our crazy wacky adventures that we like to get out on here. All right, back to the video. Well, I highly recommend this as well. That was amazing, but unfortunately it is still only 5:34 p.m. much to Tara and my's chagrin. Disdain, I don't know the word that I'm trying to use right now, but it's early and definitely too soon to go fully to bed. But because I don't really have anything else to do, I think we're just gonna go ahead and call it an early night so that we can get a very early start tomorrow to drive to our next destination, which I'm so excited about, and I'm really hoping that we'll have it to ourselves. It is so freezing, but I cannot believe that I have this place completely to myself. Oh my gosh. Come on, Sarah. Let me show you where we're going. Moment of truth. Did I just waste my time in mourning? Oh my gosh. Oh, that feels so good. My hands, I don't know if you can see, are so red from the cold. This is glorious. So silly me, did not expect to go swimming on this trip. So I don't have a swimsuit, which makes capturing this a little tricky. I'm gonna do my best. Okay, the salt or whatever is drying on my, thankfully not lens, but my lens filter is giving this quite the look right now. But I just had a few thoughts because my mind immediately started comparing this morning to starting to live in a city again. And I think it's such an easy trap to romanticize all of the time that I spent on the road when I could sleep here every morning if I wanted to, or at a similar spring or a lake or a vista. And that is one of the most beautiful parts of living on the road, undoubtedly. But it also came with a lot of hard stuff. And I know I personally fall so easily into that trap of, what if I just didn't move to Denver? What if I just... Good girl. Hey, Tara, come. Come. Let's go this way. Good job. Anyways, thankfully my camera cleared up as well. When I'm having near perfect or perfect mornings out here now, it is so easy to forget the struggle and the reasons why I decided ultimately living on the road full time, at least for now, was not going to be for me any longer. The reasons why I sought out more stability and balance. And that these mornings can still obviously be a part of my life, whether I'm living in a city or living on the road. I just need to prioritize them. Anyways, rambling thoughts. I think my camera is actually going to die. My phone just died. It's just too cold out here, and I was silly and did not charge anything last night on the Bluetti. I was just being lazy. So thankfully I still have power on that, but regardless, I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy a few more minutes in here alone. Ready? Listen to this. My hair is literally frozen solid. Three, two, one, girls wanna have fun. If the man don't dance, he's done. The people on the CO2, see me, see you dance on the people. Tell myself apart from you. It's funny how people are always okay with me showing my body more when I do something like go in a hot spring, but then when I do something completely normal, I always get comments about it. Last snacks have been eaten, last gas has been gotten, last potty breaks have been taken. We have about 30 miles straight up into the mountains and what looks like an impending storm to finish off America's loneliest highway. So I'm gonna hit the road, I'm gonna finish this off strong, and I'll see you guys when we get there. And just like that, we are back in California. This is not a place to stop. I'm actually still on the road, so I'm gonna go ahead and find a quick place to park, and then we'll do a little recap of Highway 50, my thoughts, how much this whole trip cost me, and more on what's to come. Hi. We are still on Highway 50, just slightly lower down or slightly more west. Highway 50 does span from coast to coast. The loneliest highway in America, the loneliest stretch though, was actually a term coined by the state of Nevada, which is where we just came from. That is the only portion of Highway 50 that I did on this trip, with this stretch of highway mostly concluding a 3-day trip from Colorado to California that Tara and I have been on. Now originally I had actually planned on staying up here, and it's not me chickening out, don't worry, it would make me a much better YouTuber if I stayed and got snowed in while car camping in winter, freezing temperatures, insert keyword here. But it just really doesn't feel fair to Tara, who has been such a trooper this week as we've gone across 4 different states from Colorado to Wyoming, Utah, Nevada, and I guess now California. And she's been in the car the majority of the time. With it being winter and getting dark so early, it means that right around 4 p.m. we can't really be outside anyways because I can't watch her very well in the dark, especially in winter where we can't get very far off of major roads. I just don't want to have her cooped up for an entire day longer just for the sake of a video, and so we are heading back to California, back to my parents for the holidays a little bit sooner than planned. That said, before I wrap up today's video, I just wanted to cover a couple of quick things. I'm heading back to California for the next 2.5 weeks or so. I have videos planned for that entire time before we get back on the road temporarily, so much back and forth this winter, to get back home to Colorado, where I will be moving semi-permanently. There will be more videos from that move as well, so don't worry there, but before we go, I just wanted to talk very quickly about some numbers on this trip. 5 states total: California, Nevada, Utah, Wyoming, Colorado. Approximately 3.5 days. I think I spent around $140 in gas, covered roughly 1,400 miles. But the most impressive number of all, I'm gonna go ahead and check so I have the exact number for you, is that this entire trip was powered by 12% of the Bluetti. And instead of showing you here, I'll just overlay something. I just want to give a quick shout out to Bluetti, who has powered our experiences and our adventures on the road for the past few years, including my truck camper build and now living out of the car whenever we do. It is truly such peace of mind to have a reliable power station that not only fuels the fridge that you're sitting on, but my laptop, my camera, my phone, my lights, and any other electronics that I might bring with us. So thank you to Bluetti for sponsoring today's video and for your support over the last few years. I'm talking even louder now because it's raining and I'm on the highway. I hope that you all have a lovely holiday season wherever you're spending it, be it with friends, family, loved ones, neighbors, or just your dog. I hope that you guys enjoy it regardless of your circumstance. Know that Tara and I send our love to each and every one of you, and we'll see you all again really soon. All right, I'm gonna get back on the road before this rain turns to something more sinister, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.